Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the red subscribe button down below and turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Under discussion in the manner we are being rude, Kasonso keeps on saying he believes that President Hakainde Hichilema is not a crook, and he believes that President Hakainde Hichilema is not a liar. But all actions are proving that he is. And so I'm opening the lines. I think I've got first caller. Hello. Hello, caller.
Hello. Ambassador Mamba.
Have you called to participate in the on the program?
Yes, sir.
Okay, introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Mulenga, and I'm calling from New Hampshire. I've been following the program, and I would like to say you've done a very good job by searching for Professor Kasonso to bring him to the program, because I've been following his comments of late. And the other thing again, I commend you for bringing our party. That is a very good job. I think the program that started as a little program, you remind me of Honorable Penza. Yo abalanda ti kipare kya bakaonde kya pramo atika onde wajimuka mbuja wampuku. Yeah, ine mwete fie ame pusho mwewa patiri kwenanga muletu mfwako ifoto asambirire mu maskulu yaba misioni mu St Clement ukoko twali. Ame pusho nkwete nyaya Mushi ba President Hakainde. Efyo ba tulayile, nefyo bali tulaya. Ushe bali tugonga, nangula bali tubepo bufi, elio kabili uyo muntu. Ula ye chintolo asa piuka, ala yaba nati, nara milete la switi. Ngana inuka fyo kufuma kunchito, nde milete la switi. Elo nombali dia kombo kukuwela kunchito. Takwete ya Wilson to sweet na tofu sweet ya takwete abana balia ala bebashani olo abana bala mumonanga nani sheri kuruku na ngula musa langa tozanda batatali kuruku.
Please hold on. Thank you Wilson sweet na tofu yeah
tofu sweet na Wilson kale aliko bala miletera olo basala ndato twaleta batata basuminisha batata balalande chishinga bando bale tuna tulelande chishinga elio kabiri bakasonso. We need men even that wakwata kufena ngwa bali 5 bakasonso na ba father abali 5 fikwena titwaya pantage, because Zambia needs people who are not desperate for money, who are not desperate for positions, but people who are going to stand and advise the government on the truth. Because I like Wakasonso the way Popolo think to. He's not PF. And I remember one time I was watching his video, he was saying, Murera that Pantuba Inta Nenchito Nangu, Varefua Enchito, Ninchito Nchinkesa Bomba Zambia, Nakwa Tenchito Isumasana. Unlike the likes of Munsha and Chipakupaku, those you can even tell Vare Fire Finchito, Tavare Landira Bantu. Didia Baba Perenchito, Napakanwa Funga, Abu Batalala. Because what is happening now? Tetibalande, Potivi Vaquetiaru Viraquis. No by post of Fiabu, where the Fiabu Puba. If we have people like Professor Kasonso, abantu fiabali 5 aba engagement na muchine na muchishinka bakateka apana mrufianya apata fiendere wino apanifi awe kwena Zambia kuti yaluka kwena
Vanele Mkwai, thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's another call here, a familiar voice, if I am sure. Hello, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Your brother here, Kafwimbi, Lampopo.
Oh, Kafwimbi, Australia.
I'm greeting all of you.
Thank you very much. Just speak louder a bit, Wane.
Okay,
Mkwai.
Oh, I can't hear Bakason, so he's trying to speak about Pombo. I don't know what's going on.
No, tule kutika kwa mwalanda wa.
Oh my God, what's going on?
No, they can hear you because you are on the phone. You are not on the program. You are on the phone. So you are not hearing. But on the program, they can hear you. Don't worry. Speak.
Okay. Okay, no, I'll start on a very lighter note. And I'm going to say hello to my brother Bakason. So we've promised each other an umbrella site where we are going to relax one day. And he's very aware of that. I know that. But then to get on to a serious note, the events that are happening in the country. The events that are happening in the country now. It is so shocking. In fact, you're even getting lost in the amount of things that are happening because like I posted on your program, Bamwamba.
Mm-hmm.
There's no soldier or policeman that is going to take a shot. They are not going into a criminal activity, a criminal fight. They're going to remove people without the order of the commander-in-chief.
So the people that issued,
my father was a soldier until he retired. All my uncles are soldiers until they retire as generals and what, starting from there's no soldiers that will take a life or policeman without the order of the commander who gives that authority to kill. If he didn't, he would take the discourse to immediately discipline whatever has happened. They would be up in arms to say, what have you done? It doesn't matter if they were criminals. It doesn't matter. Why? They are killed. Now resolving a softer way to come out, which has become a trend of the UPND. When my brother Bakasonso spoke about Valongo, I was quiet. I used to speak to him. There's so many things, even personal things we share. And then you look at what is happening. What is gone wrong with these people? Bambombo, I used to castigate you for taking too long. You remember we had that 3-minute or 5-minute thing, and you used to go on. And I used to say, stop supporting. No. We're all supporting. I must be honest. But you supported longer because I always used to be saying, you're taking too long. We all want to speak. You supported longer. And you remember, over 5 years ago, I was saying, why are you taking too long? We all want to support UPNG. But you used to take 10 minutes and lot, and they used to get annoyed because we all wanted to get there. Where are you now? Where are we now? What have we done?
nimwe mwabaleterepo ba nimwe wabaleterepo ba
I think I
ichilema.
don't want to say too much because Pantu, even this day I've just been fighting with people. Some person, David Simba, was talking to Frank Sayali, that in them Tuka and all that. So I think I'll hold off and let you go and I'll watch the program, my brothers, and let's continue. I don't know. Thank you very much for being there. We've been there for each other.
Yeah.
My brothers.
My brother, thank you very much. Let me pick some more calls. Thank you. Nabo bonse fena bakalipani ba Kelvin Chanda abo ku Australia. It's your duty Bakasonson mwabaletere ba ichilema. You have a duty to undo this. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Sencho Banda.
Honorable Sencho Banda, speak in the phone, speak in the microphone so that we can hear you.
Okay, are you able to hear me now?
Let me see, maybe it's just my phone. Okay, yeah, try. Okay, yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, firstly, I'd like to speak about the tragedy which has happened in Mfumbwe. Firstly, I want to underscore that the core responsibility of government is to make life possible. Not only possible, but to make life better amid scarcity of resources, inequalities, as well as structural adjustment. The effectiveness of government is not seen in how it enforces the law, but in how it protects the vulnerable, how it creates opportunities for those who are needy, how it removes the needy from poverty and also desperation. And rightly so, because the UPND government did actually came in power because they were the champions for the youths. They showed that actually they had solutions for the youths. You know, they promised that actually, for argument's sake, they will formalize the informal sector. Among them were the artisanal miners. You know, that they formalize and ensure that actually the registered legal structures put in place, facilitate for access to finance. But the living reality is different. You know, the people who have been mad, tortured in Mfumbwe, they went there to actually for survival, you know, because where they're coming from, the youths are stressed. For argument's sake, if you look at the population of Zambia, 60% plus are living below poverty line, and 48% of that are the youths. And in Zambia right now, we've got dependence ratio of about 80% for those aged between 0 and 4. This is the living reality of the youths who went to Mfumbwe. You know, they are coming from homes which are stressed. You know, and the duty of governments, even in this situation, even as we are coming up with intervention to deal with the illegal mining, they should also look at this reality, these statistics. It shows that our youths are stressed, are coming from households which are stressed. 25,000 number of people is not a marginal number. It shows, it's a telltale story of what is happening in our homes.
Thank you, Honorable Sencho Banda. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. I think you've made your
All
point.
right, thank you.
When I was permanent secretary and we were conducting, you know, those recruitment for police service, for other, you know, defense and security, they usually would pick 100 from each province. So when we invited for the interviews, you know, where they do first the running, 5,000 people turned up. Now you're looking for 100 people, then 5,000 turned up. Whatever criteria you would use, how would you pick? So the unemployment crisis in our country is so huge. It's a time bomb. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening. Please introduce yourself and please be brief. As you can see, the phones
just
are
remain
buzzing.
anonymous.
Okay, anonymous, make your contributions.
Thank you so much. What is happening in the country now, Ambassador, is something that we need to reflect as a country. Because if we don't handle, especially the issue of Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu very well, up to now, this is today, it's more than a month since the president died. He's still in the courtroom, he's still in the mortuary, simply because we have failed to reason together with the people that are supposed to be in charge of the affairs of the country. Now, there is an empty grave there, which still needs somebody to be buried in. Look at all this that are happening now in the country. You look at the massacre in Mpundu. You look at the recent accidents that happened over a very, very, very short period of time. Many people have died. And if we don't see that as a case up to now, I don't know. We are still not yet have buried Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu. Look at what the country is going through now. Continuous load shedding. People are disappearing. And there is just no peace in the country. I mean, sorry, not peace. In people's hearts, people are so much upset. The levels of anger in people is something that is serious and it must be taken very, very seriously.
That is an issue of peace. When people are angry, it's an issue of peace. Okay, my brother, quickly wind up.
Yes, thank you so much, Ambassador. So what I'm trying to say is that may the government just tell this particular individual to stay away so that we just bury Mr. Edgar Chagwarungu.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, my brother. Let's pick some calls. I have to cut him. Panelists, let's just hear a few voices because you've already laid your case. Let's hear what Zambians are saying. Then I'll introduce you back. Hello, please. The phone is buzzing. I'll just be giving a minute to each. Make your contribution, introduce yourself, and make your contributions.
Okay, this is Regan calling from Nairobi.
Regan from Nairobi, make your contribution.
Kwena ni question ndifo kupishakiri ba kasola na ba
Kasonso emkwai na bashifwe ba Donosco
pantunga na bwele emkwai ngana bwele kunu makuri history roba UPN divide mu opposition. I think the two great men sitting there were part of the vocalists, like who were helping these people to come. So now my question is that I think we have now responsibility to do what we did. And it is very difficult this time to trust president because it's President Kuruku, that's the bottom line. That one cannot be taken away. President Kuruku, that's why Nombo Kuruku now Sarangana Namri some ministers in Mama Namapala Yadese after 2 years ago, Bambai Leganokia Baba Shop. It's like if you're supposed to do Chero Chunguro Ushiku, Shaku Pavant. So, if I say I think once if I contribute.
Thank you, my brother.
Try to see how we can do.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Yes, the phone is buzzing. Let's see as many callers as possible. Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mwamba. Let me remain anonymous for this one.
Anonymous, make your contributions quickly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mwamba. I really appreciate for bringing Professor Kasoso and also the father on this forum. My quick contribution, Ambassador Mwamba, is that we need, as a country, at this particular time, to unite so much and speak for each other. We need people like Professor Kasonso and you and others to remain vigilant and speak against this brutal regime. These guys are not there to help the people. If you can see, from the time they came into power, they have used the iron fist in terms of ruling this country. MPs have been jailed, people have gone in exile, people have disappeared, others are dead. There are laws, the laws are not working in this country. The laws which are there are just there for the UPND alone. They are using the laws to fix people. Nothing so far is happening. Now, when we don't have people to speak, we don't want people who like money, etc. We need people like you to stand for this country. We need to stand together to fight against this regime, because if we don't unite as a country, because from the time these guys came into, now it has just become as a new normal. When a person disappears, nobody speaks about it. It just goes like that. A minister disappears, an MP disappears, it just goes like that. We need to stand together, Ambassador Mwamba, to fight this government, because now it will be like everything is normal. In Mufungwe, people have died. 18 plus, the government just says 2 people. When people have died, a lot of them. So now, when we don't have people to speak for this country, no one is going to speak for this country apart from us. We need to come together and speak strongly, because now people are living in fear. They are not doing anything. People are in fear because of this regime. Thank you, Mr. Mwamba.
Thank you. Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Yes, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Endita, London poyamu.
Tuli bana bachalo abatemwa chimwe chalo noti ababa mukukuru abatemwa chuma chalo chesu. Olona ababa mukukuru abene abatemwa chuma chalo chesu ndemwe batenkaramu ninkaramu yagula meno. Bale bomfya ama institution kutitikisha abantu no kwipa abantu. Because uyu kali ngo wagufi uyu olo muntu wagufi chimuna satana. Olo ndiye kunkumisha sana mwechechi. Mwechechi muilala sana. Bamasoni nabesa. Bashima pepo babuke. Ekale pama bare pepa. Ilo bare pepa na votu kararu enkondo. Walishiwe enkondo votu leshama politics.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think you've made your appeal.
Mukurekeresha ba mwamba. Utumashi ufetuno no tubiri. Bayuthi mwe ide muvotero y'umuntu wabufi tule mikumkomesha muri amushite register mukese mufunya po no mwa mubikirepo uyu muntu so wenu.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
I think I'll stay anonymous for now.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Just 2 comments that I want to make. First and foremost, we remember very well that the incidences, the deaths that we saw during the PF regime were blamed squarely on President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, Mapenzi and others and so on and so forth. And if we have to use the same measuring yardstick, we would say that the deaths in Mfumbwe are squarely on Community House and on the UPND leader. It should be very clear. So we are blaming the deaths of our young brothers and sisters and that baby on Hakainde Hichilema. And he has to come to terms with that. It's critical that we remind him that that's what he did. And therefore he must own up to what has happened in Mfumbwe. Very important. It was bad enough that he made a promise to those informal miners, and I'm not calling them illegal miners, I'm calling them informal miners.
Yeah.
It was bad enough that he promised that he would support them when he becomes president, and he broke that promise. But it did not have to go this way. And I saw a news item where the Minister of Defense was busy, celebrating that the operation to remove 25,000 people has succeeded. So killing that 18 people, actually yesterday we heard there are more than 50 people, was an operation that they had. So this shedding of blood, community house, the UPNDD that needs to know that this blood that they have shed, their blood will speak against them. It will speak against them and he will be haunted. I'm not surprised that he's hiding right now, because many people have gone, who have disappeared, why me and others, and those people who have died, their blood will haunt them. It will haunt him. Mark my words.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know how we'll do this. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba, and good evening, the professor Nabashir Mwabombe. That's very
Good evening.
The wisdom to this program.
Good evening.
Yes.
Foniganda kofi ba Ambassador Nabashir Mwabombe professor. Apa Zambia Africa no mbefe baba bembalanda ti. Bafika paina mutale so nshide mpapa. Abembalanda ti wingira munshi tu don't fanswa. It's a time Zambia needs to rise to the occasion and defend the democracy our forefathers fought for in 1991. We should not delay to fight for democracy which we want to foster ahead. Zambia should rise to the occasion. Thank you.
Thank you. Lekeni mpeleko the cause are many. Good evening, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contributions.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba. Good evening, Dr. Kasonso, and good evening,
Father
Good
Oscar
evening.
Panza. Yes.
Good evening.
Yes, hope you are able to get me clearly.
No, we are. Proceed with your contribution.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name's Charles Mbewe, known as Mr. Fresh. This platform, I think, has given us opportunity to speak, and you are helping the country to see what is happening. I think I will pick the one that is happening more especially in Mfumbwe. It's more like I would say it is a strange thing, more especially to our land. There is no way police officers or the army reaching the extent of killing as if these people are rebels such that they had weapons and they are able to kill each other, or whereby there were issues of fire exchange, which is not the case. And people have lost things. I was just watching a video of it.
The line is cut. Good evening, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Cut again. Good evening, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Mr. Ambassador Mumbaz, Munkonge.
Mr. Munkonge, please make your contributions quickly.
Ngalanda fe bamwamba palino nchitoko tufikire uyu muntu ifyare chita mucharo palino nchita ena nikali aipeke nyali shibyo kwebati akachitefi because abalire muntu aishwa kuchita blackmail abantu so abalire first kuchita blackmail mupati pamyaka yonse ili abale pona ili ngamwingira mupati malasa ngo kwebati ali balira pokuibira abantu amano first ronombasa yakumwabo abantu bakumwa bwali bebira mano tabaishwa tali bebira mano ali bachita blackmail so amwana afira achita kumwabo nefya chitere mupati nomba afire tena kubena Zambia so nombo kusasa ngo kweba tagena Zambia bali sarapuka etabombye oyo omulimu omuntu nga ni mukukulu nga mubi nangu mwingaranda shani tete omufwe because era ni target yako nshire ya so nomba chiri kuli ifwe twara chitashani kuri uyu muntu ushikwete nkumbu ushikwete amano yaku usakamana nomba fwe bali pofwa kwete amano yaku mwana twara mu chitashani stop so tufuire tu abasana careful kwikara panshi nokwamba okuranshanya munshira iya mutende aba opposition party bonse aba belasonta sana pafirugo fyalepanga because enali pamana ngubengarande fishani techi fichitike so it's better kwamba kufumana masolution aya kuchimvya uli omuntu twara achitashani pakweba chicharo chesu chiwerere mu ofyo chali chile ya munshira mu chiringiro kuya nombanga twamba fyo kurasonta kofya lechita techo omufana nguni pano ono inchita kuti atukosera turera ndafe pafyale ona ole chalo so it's better twamana akapi twafuma pona ma plans ya muto ara chitashani pako bati tuchite stop ubusanso kukobuleyo kushiweme otherwise to omufana ngumwingaranda shani ali pama panto ali kokora muri igeo ompererene bamwe pakwe.
Thank you very much. We'll do this. My panelists will take 2 more calls, then we'll play the video of the president when he was speaking to civil society, alleging that he's a victim of harassment. That gives you time to either drink water or anything. Then we come back for you to respond. Then I'll ask my callers just to mute for about 10 minutes to allow my guest to respond to your many queries and concerns. Then we introduce you once again. So let's take the last 2-3 calls. Then we go on a short break. I'll play the video. Hello, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Justin Lupinda.
Just repeat, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah, repeat.
Can you hear me, Ambassador?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, my name is Justin Lupinda, and I'm listening to your program.
Thank you very much.
And it's a very, but hey, I'm so disappointed with the Professor Kasonso.
Professor and
I'm so disappointed, really. Yeah, you see, the Zambian population has increased. And, I'm from Northwestern Province myself. You see, where that man, Kasonso, claims that he comes from. You see, I know what is happening there. There are about 1 million people who descended on Northwestern Province for that gold mining. You see, can you hear me?
My brother, I want you to be truthful. First of all, one of the key rules is respect my guest. Professor Kasonso is my guest. Don't say he claims. Don't say, just a minute. Don't say he claims to come from Northwestern Province. He comes from there. And please don't tell us those stories that 1 million people descended there, okay? Do you know the number 1 million?
I'm telling you.
So please make your,
And Tanzanians, Congolese, and all those things are there. You want them to the police should just see those people. Go there, descend on those bushes, and start mining.
Make your contribution, my brother. Make your contribution. Yeah. What is your
teaching? But it's a disaster, actually.
No. I think you are making a mistake.
And that priest also. That priest is just talking. He's just what?
This program has rules, and one of the rules is, first of all, you respect my guests, because Zambians want them tomorrow. Secondly, if you have an opinion, share your views and opinion. Do not come here to attack Emmanuel Mwamba or any of my guests. If you want to do that, probably you can go to other platforms, not this platform. We have rules, we have respectful engagement. You can be emotional, you can use strong words, but just observe those rules. Discuss the issues. And Wakasonso, by the way, is able to answer for himself. I will not even defend him. He's coming to come and answer for himself. Hello, good evening. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba, for giving me this opportunity. I'm sure I'm the first woman calling the program.
Indeed, you are.
I've been following the program and all I've been hearing are men calling. I'm so grateful that I managed to get through. In the first place, I would like to actually appreciate Professor Kasonso and Don Oscar, as you call him, they've done a great job to highlight a number of issues in a very objective manner, considering that they were the people who brought in President HH currently, and I'm glad they've come to a point where they are saying we regret having maybe done what we did to bring this man in power, because just like me, who was supporting this president when he was in opposition, because he spoke with so much confidence, that he gave me so much confidence that he will be a different man, that today he's totally different. Exactly like the Don Oscar said, the president of 2020 and the president of 2022 and the president of today are totally different. I have a video I was watching this morning where the president said we cannot allow our youths to be suffering in our own country, but we're going to give them licenses so that they'll be mining. What has changed from that promise that he made to our youths today, that today they're being called illegal miners, and to treat them the way they've been treated? These are Zambians. The caller who called, who's saying these are Congolese and whatever, we don't know that fact. Let the government get to the root cause of this problem. Go to the ground where these people are doing the mining, engage the people. What is wrong to have a dialogue with all these people? Have a meeting. Colleagues, listen, we are here to speak with you. Can we engage? Who is representing these people who are calling illegal miners? These are the people. Come, we sit with you. What do we do? How do we resolve this issue? Rather than going in there and giving them, because you just want to go and shoot them. And then you come and tell us to say, these people, only 2 people have died. Like you've said, I listened to the audio that Lillian Mutambo shared, where this person who was speaking on TikTok indicated there are more than 50 people who have died. The government cannot take responsibility and tell us to say this is what is happening. They have not taken responsibility. And as Zambians, we come here to ask the government to take responsibility. They don't want to take that, and they want to come and give us names. No, we want to take you as government accountability. We want you to be accountable to the things that is going on in that Mfumbwe area. Give the youths the license so that they can be legal. We've had a number of issues, even we saw in Chilabombo what happened. It's an issue of following the youths and whatever. They are trying to survive. Okay?
Thank you, my dear sister.
Let's
Wind
take
up.
responsibility. The president, tell those people, who's this, the Minister of Defense, tell Mr. Jack Mwimbu, say, sit with the people. Who is the Minister of Mines? Who is the Minister of Small, Medium, and Enterprise? All the ministers, sit with these people. The Minister of Youth, because it is cross-cutting in those ministries. But what do we see? Only the Minister of Defense and Home Affairs. Why? Because we want to take force there instead of what? Negotiating with these people who are there. So let's take responsibility of the things that we are undergoing in our country. My name is Mrs. Unknown Patriotic Zambian. I always remain like that.
Thank you,
Ambassador.
Thank you very much. I'll be going for a brief. For you who are trying to call, we have overwhelming calls. You just give me 5-7 minutes. I want my guests to just drink some water, and I'll play some video. They come and respond to you. We give them time to respond. Then you can resume the calls. Then we wind up the program. Probably Bashifwe and Professor, maybe you have to come back on Wednesday because this is too hot. All my phones are just buzzing. Probably our guests want you back on Wednesday. So I think let's plan it that way. But let's go for a brief break.
Zambia's mining sector continues to grow with the discovery of additional minerals such as gold in some parts of the country. The discovery of these minerals have, however, brought the surge in illegal miners. And to curb the practice, Government has removed over 25,000 illegal miners from Kikonge area at the Old Pit and Chief's Pit in Mufungwe district. Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma and Home Affairs and Internal Security Minister Jack Muimbu have since carried out an inspection at the mine.
There are a lot of people. We have been told before we came, there are more than 25,000 people in this area. There's no water, there's no sanitation, and so it becomes a health hazard to the people that are here, the locals as well as the illegal miners themselves. It's activities such as these which bring about militia groups. It's activities such as these which bring about conflict and wars. We know from other countries in and around us that activities like this have spelled a lot of conflict and wars.
Mr. Muimbu has revealed that 20 vehicles, 100 detectors machine, and 5 guns, among others, have been confiscated from the miners.
As my colleague has indicated, we are not going to allow anyone. And when we say anyone, we are serious about that. There are no sacred cows. We have heard stories wherein they are indicating, no, we have been sent by so and so. That's why we are here and we have protection. That will not be allowed. Anyone who is going to be here, that they must abide by the rules. They must ensure that the instructions that have been given are adhered to. We have no doubt in our mind that our security wings, those currently operating here, and those who will be coming in, will ensure that sanity prevails here.
Meanwhile, Northwestern Province Minister Robert Lihefu has urged the community to refrain from illegal mining.
I'm urging my people of Northwestern Province, Mfumbwe residents, to move away from this tenement because this is the resource that can grow our economy.
And Mr. Lufuma has further refuted claims on social media suggesting that police have shot dead 18 illegal miners at Kikonge area. Onesta Mshoka, ZMBC News, Mufungwe.
Okay, Natamba. How are you? Uribwanji?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Okay, Kaidi, ku Facebook, ku the news, good news. I'm live already. I'm already live. Ku Facebook, ku the information at only 2 people wafa.
Not 2 people, there are more than 50 people that have been killed and people that have died in the pits. What gets to happen is when the police come, they have shifts and they are from different departments. They give you a shift. The people used, they've been paying like 100 kwacha each human being, and we are more than 30,000 human beings and more than 3,000 and all that. Okay. And people that have machines, I'm one of them with the machines, and people, whenever they give you a shift, and once you pay and people start working, we've been sleeping in the pits.
Okay.
That's where we've been sleeping, and other people that have been staying in the markets.
Okay.
And once people, they allow them to work, it will be like for 3 days you get to work, and things like will be okay. And once those guys, they feel like they don't have food, they'll start shooting. And they'll come and like attack you from the market.
Who start shooting? Who start shooting?
Police, varambo amatia gas, yamba kuma like 05, like 0507, like for a warning, like for a change shift. Bambi varaisa futi avakachero. So bambi varaisa mkulipirisha futi.
Balipirisha mashinga. Balipirisha shinga.
100 kwacha nga mulipa pita nga mulipona ngwabali 10 wonse mwaralipira 100 kwacha wonse.
Okay.
One machine yalipira 500, 1,000 depending on the machine. If you have a GP 1,000, 7,000, you pay more than 1,000.
Okay.
You have a 6,000 GP Z 6,000 mine up, you pay like 1,000. SGC, you pay like 600 kwacha. By the cops, not anybody else. By police,
Okay.
uniformed, 100%.
Okay.
Nama video poya wakuba kopa fena bene fe bale randa. Kairi kula bafe fintu for safe purposes kula bafe mwafisunge fintu balesa.
Okay, number.
For me being who I am, I can't
In a question on Kwete, Mlama report President BC ati only 2 people have died. Balesa na mkuntalika pa Facebook. Uri wabufi.
No. If there are only 3 people, let you people who have the powers to go and check for the people. If us people that have been there, we can show you the marks of where other human beings are. We can show you all the pits where people have been buried and where people are dying from. Nama bodies for Bareyasha. Barera safi oli wonse. Bariamba ama blanki wachena bantu babuma bawocha bocha ma genset ya bantu. Batimpia barepoka. Bachifu na God barepoka barero pola nempia bapoka na God barepoka ba police. Abantu efo bafurwire. After bantu bamukte bantu barifura techi bapoka bakapoka baretopoke vintu. They decided to go and attack the police camp. Wow, chava, police for they started shooting live bullets now. Bari mushuta pamkoshi. Bambia bakashano bashutile na barumendo kuma pit. Bari bashika kulia kwine. Anga pali time ya kuya mkuba shikula abantu mwarasange fitumbi virenunka fingi muma pit mukafisanga. So bakweta ma powers na ba president. Basuminisha abantu bakweta ma powers akwati bale yabachi investigate. Ama bodies bepushe bashimaini bose abale chita witness abaremona anga baraba chita protect no kuba chita support abantu baramu kubaranga ama bodies omo ya shere nefo firenunka abantu barenunka nangu mwasenda grave ore musango goda ngani pakachuru firenunka abantu abafa fulu police futi batasa round baresumilisha futi kubomba balipirisha baumfwana na abantu balipirisha ngamwaimba tofu ikwete god ila kwata more than 50 grams, 20 grams, 15 grams, 10 grams. Ngabambi shubashuta matia gas wa polisi barashara. Nama guys wako itama machine bapima ila tofu bakwata ma grams wa polisi. Futa ngatabatapali abakubembira futi.
As you can hear, there are reports of literally corruption which was occurring with the area police that had been sent to attempt to control the crowd, and you've heard from the witness. And is ridiculed the assertions that only 2 people died. He says if you go there even now, people are still in the bushes and in the pits, and the bodies are still exuding that terrible smell. And this operation was clearly poorly done. If you have 25,000 people or more, do you send a few policemen to go and fire tear gas? Whoever commandeered this process put our police officers in clear harm's way. And that's why probably they're not reporting on the truth. They're saying only 11 police officers were injured. What would it take for the young people to injure the 11 police officers? These were serious running battles. This matter could have been done amicably. Like one caller stated, that first you needed in some form of negotiation, put out a notice before you brought in the brutal force. Remember, the other week, President Hakainde Hichilema's cabinet approved that all gold sites, copper, tin, where there is illegal mining taking place should be immediately be secured, and he had authorized that the defense forces be deployed to secure these areas, whether it was copper, whether it was sugilite, tin, or lithium, which is being mined illegally. I think the approach should have been different. A notice should have been done. We could have saved the lives. 2, there is a clear cover-up, because this is a massacre that has occurred in Northwestern Province. So there is a clear cover-up to attempt to lower the numbers of the victims that have died, both either from the police, because, there's a video trending, I've put it on my page, of a police woman who's clearly beaten to death and she's lifeless. And others, are saying, please, don't do anything more. Because you could see in the voices, the young people were very angry. And others are saying, no. But you can see in the video, the woman police officer is clearly lifeless. Jack Mwimbu says no one died, and only 2 people died. They are now revising only 3 people. Later in the evening, they said from 25,000, they said there were 50,000 people present. I think they were trying to show the big number and justify the killing, probably to say the 18 people, the number that we have is probably small compared to the so-called 50,000. You had the caller here come and claim that it's actually now 1 million that were there. They're trying to inflate the number of people that had descended on Kikonge Old Pit and the other side called Chief's Pit, where there seems to be plenty of gold. The operation has resulted in death and it has raised many questions. If I were President Hakainde Hichilema, I would send in an immediate commission of inquiry. Because our people are asking, you've grabbed gold from us, you got money from us, you've bent our cars, you've destroyed our cars. There are other cars that have been confiscated, 20, and a yellow machine you could see from the pictures that we showed. But what about the gold that has been stolen from the young people? What about their money? And there are others like women who were providing a service, bought a genset and they would charge phones. They would cook unshima. Even them, their gensets were, vandalized, bent. And then there was torture. You've seen the other videos of torture. This crisis is multifaceted. It just doesn't show the crisis we have in society. It's showing. It doesn't just show the issue of illegal mining. It's giving the multifaceted of our crisis. In fact, it's a microcosm of Zambia. The crisis Zambia faces of unemployment, police brutality, lawlessness by government, and our people keen to work, keen to look for opportunities. Before you come in, you are going to call in the next 5 minutes. I'll hand over my microphone to my guest. I've got Catholic priest who's based in Rome, Father Oscar Mwansa Pombo, is popularly known as Don Oscar. And today I learned that Don means, the Don that we like is a Don. It's actually a Latin term to mean father or priest. So Don Oscar is one of my guests. And then we have Professor Jones K. Kasonso, who's an auditor, is a professional, is a lecturer, is an accountant by profession, but is very well known in our country for his public comment and his civic duties that he offers to our country. What is particular about the two men is they supported President Hakainde Hichilema so much, and yet they're the ones expressing the most disappointment in his leadership, because this is not the leader they had supported. So I'll bring them on. They said their views, and we can call you in to say your views, then we close the program. And I'm requesting that probably with their permission, we might have to bring them back on Wednesday. So let me hand over my microphone to, I'll start with Father Oscar Mwansa Pombo. Padre, your microphone is on.
Thank you very much. Again, I have to say good evening. There has been a lot of callers, and so I think I might just give my comment in general. I would have loved to specify who said what, but allow me just maybe to answer in general. What has touched me about the callers is when they are all, almost all of them are saying, please just say I am anonymous. Now, this is very touching to me. When in the country, in our country, 2020, 2021, people were speaking out, and people were very, very free to identify themselves. Why I say this is because even by that time, we could be on the TV Bakway too, and people were calling in. So there was no this tendency of the people hiding their identity. What does it tell me myself? It tells me that people are scared. In a country where people become scared, it's not healthy for a country. And I'm sure that the UPND government might consider this situation. People are afraid to get identified. People are scared. If they speak, they are terribly scared of being labeled maybe to be against the state, which I don't think anyone has intention to go against the state. I speak, I've always been speaking, and I think I was speaking for President Hakainde Hichilema I would continue. I'll tell the people, there are people here who are talking about the question of Rungu Barrio, the killings in Mufumbwe, the suffering of the people, and probably the idea that people should defend themselves when they are threatened. The violence again, somebody spoke about the violence again, about what is happening in Mufumbwe. Right. I know President Hakainde Hichilema has always spoke about the ruling with the rule of law, and Honorable Jack Mwimbu, the Minister of Home Affairs, has spoken about the country of laws. Everyone, we are happy when they talk about the country of laws. But when I was studying some elements of law, what I heard was the law was blind. It does not select anyone. So the law can be presented the way the case comes along. So it is some sort of blind. So people are worried. People are speaking. There are footages everywhere. There are footages everywhere. The government, if they want to speak to the people, engage the people, go and listen to them. There are people who have given those videos. If they will feel they are going to be served in the hands of the police, they will tell the truth. Engage them. I said it at the beginning. Zambian people are peaceful. Zambian people are so peaceful. They identify us wherever we are as peaceful people. We are a sign of joy and peace in the southern, in the SADC region, but not only in the SADC region, but all Africa. Zambia is one of the 4 countries which have been recognized to be so peaceful people. People are happy. And when President Hakainde Hichilema came into power, that was the trend. People are so peaceful. Even those who are in Mufumbwe, the miners, this is just a word to the government. People are hungry. Not angry, but they are hungry. They need to eat. People are saying, allow us to find something. And that the number, if a gentleman who came up and called and said, well, in Mufumbwe there were something like 1 million people flocking to that area, then to that gentleman I was going to answer, what does that tell you, comrade? It tells you that there is a lot of the percentage of unemployment is huge. So it's not enough. It's a good thing that the government has done to employ some of the nurses, doctors, and some teachers. It's a good thing. But this story is telling the government the level of unemployment is huge. A young boy of 16, 17 years cannot leave his home to go into a forest and spend his life there just for looking for fortune. If Honorable Jack Mwimbu could have directed the police, I don't know if it's a police or it's an army. What I know about the police and the army myself is that these people are professional. Police are professional. I have my friends who are police. They work under orders. They are professional. If the indication to them is clear, they will execute their duties professionally. And I think we are not going to have this outcome of people dying. Even a child, I heard that there was a baby who died. Here in Europe, gentlemen, here in Europe, just the life of one single citizen, one person, is very much important. So the question of 2 only died. It's one person. We lose one life. All of us, we have to be empathetic. We have to feel empathy for the family of that person. And the people are saying, we are witnesses. If the government would love, come here, please. Go and find out under those ditches there, you might find the bodies of Zambian people. Please engage the people. Engage the people. Do not threaten the people. The people are going to help you. Engage them peacefully. This is the question of Mufumbo. I wanted just to say thank you very much.
Prof. You are
yes,
on. There are a lot of
thank you
questions
so
that were
much.
directed at you. Please answer, including the riotous caller that I had to stop. I know you are able
Well,
to
actually,
defend yourself, but I just wanted the integrity
no,
of the program kept.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me start with the first caller who complimented my Italian suit and that I'm looking nice. I truly appreciate that. And also, he went on to speak about the promises that the government made to the people. The promises that the government gave to the people. I asked the question in this show. What the people of Zambia are asking Mr. Hichilema and his government. The people of Zambia are asking the question, is their president a crook? So it is up to him to answer that question. I can't answer that for him. But he is making it difficult for us who supported him to defend him on account of the promises he made. Particularly, let's look at the lights, first of all. The lights, they used to say, no, the Kariba doesn't have water. That is why we are having load shedding. Now the Kariba is full to the brim. God brought the rains. But still there's load shedding. The other day he was launching a site built using foreign direct investment where they have these solar panels like endless. But still there is load shedding. You know, this is the government who has failed to keep the lights on in the country. The people must ask themselves a question concerning what Mr. Hichilema promised. Is their president a crook? If the answer is yes, then they cannot vote for him. If the answer is no, go ahead and vote for him. Mr. Kelvin Kafwimbi lamented the mass killings in Mufumbo. I will tie in this question with Bishop Banda, who spoke about the role of government. The role of government is not just to send in soldiers when there's a crisis. The role of government is to also anticipate problems. The people of Zambia need to ask themselves a question. Is this government brilliant enough to anticipate national problems? If the answer is yes, by all means vote for him. If the answer is no, let's find a new voice and a new leader for this country. Bishop also spoke about artisan mines and the poverty line. Poverty line, I'll put it in context for our people. Has the poverty line been moved for most families? Is your life better off today than it was 4 years ago? If the answer is yes, by all means, vote for them. If the answer is no, let's find a new voice and let's find a new leader for this country. Yeah. And then Anonymous spoke about the situation with ECL. I have also talked about that. I said the crisis is due to the type of relationship they had. The person who created that difficult relationship was definitely ECL. He damaged his friend. So when his friend came to be president, he's looking like damaged goods and he can't handle the situation. No diplomacy, no capacity to reach out to political opponents. The politics that they are practicing, this current group, are politics of vindictiveness and vengeance. They are scattering people from their own country and they are killing people. Yeah. Again, we ask the question, is the president a killer? We blamed all the killings that took place under ECL, yes, on ECL. And we have to find a way to blame these killings on this. So if the answer is yes to the killings, we must decide, we must make a decision whether we want to keep a killing president in office or out of office. Yeah, that is a decision we have to make. Of course, Anonymous also complained about load shedding and people disappearing and that people are angry, just describing the general environment. What happens, managing public opinion is part of the role of governing the people. The people cannot just be governed well if we give them money or if we employ 40,000 teachers. No. We also have to manage the people's anger. We have to manage the people's anger as well. That's what we do in government. Regan from Nairobi said, we help this government get in, so can we help get it out? Definitely we can do both. There's nothing wrong. This is our country. In fact, when we put someone in public service and we see their level of failure or their level of performance is not something we like, we are the people. We can switch players, you know, from Papenchi Atusha Mambala. And then Anonymous said, we need unity to speak against this brutal regime. That is what we are doing. We are lending our small voice to the big voices of other people, that as a country, we can do better. What is happening in our country is not the best we can be. Zambia can do better. And we can find ourselves, we can catch the vision, we can capture the dream and reorganize our country and do better, do better. Another caller spoke about, actually, this is the first lady who called. She's talked about taking responsibility. Yeah, and that is the one thing that these people don't want. They want to take responsibility only on the Kwenyu. But when things don't go that great, they don't want to take responsibility. They want to come back to their people with a lot of excuses. John C. Maxwell once said, everything rises or falls on leadership. So if there's something that is going on in the Zambia, we will not hesitate to make leadership take responsibility. We have to do that. We have to do that. And the Unanimous complained about the bloodshed. Is a bloodshed an accident? Are they anticipating where you discover gold? You expect that only the monkeys will gather there and eat bananas. Of course, people are going to come from everywhere. Gold is something that can help people. So if something like that has been discovered, they should have secured it early in time to help the people and to prevent any harm happening on those secret and silent killings and people strangling each other over minerals. Yeah. So with all the deaths that have happened there, the government should have responded in time. The bloodshed would have been avoided. Yeah. So now let me end with Justin Luwinda. First of all, that guy who came here to insult me, I have to return the favor just a little bit. Luwinda is not a kicker on the name. If he says it's from Soroji, let him pack his bags and go to his father's village. Luwinda is not a kicker on the name. Why are you trying to be a crook on the show? So if you're disappointed with us, you can show us why you're disappointed, but we have expressed our opinion and it's free of charge. We are not making you pay anything. You are getting it for free, but it's a very constructive perspective that we have, that our nation can do better. The people who are governing the country right now, they are not doing a very good job.
Prof,
before
I open my line, in many viewers' perspective is that you supported President Hakainde Hichilema very much and you've become one of the strongest critics. Tell us why.
You see, me, my support, thank you so much for that question, Ramon. Me, my support for people have to understand that I wasn't necessarily supporting UPND. I was against ECL's rule. And I've put it in perspective that from where I sit, my selection of leadership comes from the scriptures. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 7, it says, remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you. Consider the outcome of their way of life. Imitate their faith, for Jesus Christ is the same yesterday today and forever. So in my theological understanding of leadership is that leaders we should vote for are those worth remembering. And leaders worth remembering must have three things for the people. Number one, they must have a compelling message for the people, an encouraging message, an uplifting message. And two, they must have the outcome of their way of life. We can look at the aggregate of life and say we see the outcome, so we can see the strength of character from them. And three, imitate their faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the reality of things not seen. So the leader must see something ahead that we don't see, and he's calling us to that. In contemporary management studies, we call that a vision. So the leader must have a message, character, and a message. When I looked at Valungu me, I was at the PF. I have never been UPND. People associate me with UPND because when Valungu came on the scene, I scored him 0 on those qualities. And from day one, I opposed him. And now I joined voices with others. So we took him out of office. But we didn't have an alternative in those days. The only alternative that was there was HH. So I have never held a UPND card membership. I have never been a UPND member. Have I been a UPND sympathizer? Maybe you can say that. But what I was an anti-Lungu. Now we have gotten into this new government. We have had 4 years to observe their performance. And then I see a merry-go-round. It's like, tuleshongolka fechulu, bazambi. Ukuibo mtu wa edzi, kwenyu. Okutana lungu mtu bunka lwe revenge, kwenyu. Tuleshongolka fe, ichimu, corruption, kwenyu. Kwa kwenyu na sana. So, I'm like, okay, let me go back to my scorecard. Compelling message tapari. Ngaya kulu na kula alebulu minafia abantu. Vision, what is calling Zambia to. And there is a giant deficit that I have seen even in their program. Lungu, we condemned him for borrowing while he was using other people's money to construct structures across the country, and he called it development. We said, no. You are using other people's money. You're selling the country. So yes, they've restructured the debt, but look at what they are doing. They are borrowing some more. They are piling up more debt. But also their approach is not to increase the equities of the people within the economy. What they are doing also is to increase other people's equities in our economy. They're using foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment is good, but also that is other people's money. The difference between an equity instrument and a debt instrument is just in the manner you pay back. Both are other people's money. So they have no constructive strategy that I can support, because they are not increasing the people's equity in the economy. I've proposed 3 things that we must do in the Zambia. I've said we must restructure the economy, reorganize our financial base, and reinvigorate our wealth creation capacity at personal level, firm level, and country level, so that the people of Zambia can keep more of what they earn from the global economy. And that's how we can develop the country. And that is how the currency can stabilize in the long term. It's people keeping more of what they earn. So we simply ask ourselves the question, where are the people keeping more of what they're earning? Even in Mfumbo, where they're digging, are the people keeping more of what they're earning? If the answer is no, by any means, I cannot render my support to this regime going forward. So I hope the people understand that it's from deep convictions and the perspective I have about the future of our country. We can do better, Bazambi. We can do better, Mwamba. We can do better.
Amen. Amen. We can do better. I'll open the phone lines. I know you've been itching out to conduct that small break. Please call in so that we can allow Bashifwe Baibatushe. Off the record, I'm going to ask them if we can do the show on Wednesday, or if they can even become regular guests instead of you hearing to Emmanuel Mwamba. We'll have co-hosts like them. I think that brings variety, diversity to the program, and also encourages that we discuss national issues, not personality. So please be fast. I'll be giving you just a minute. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, please call or tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry, we have to cut. Let's Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello?
Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm not going to tell my name, but I'll just talk.
Anonymous, please talk.
Thank you. Good evening, my chief.
Vale umfwa.
And pro. Yes, pro.
Good evening.
Professor. Yes, I've understood what the professor is saying, but the thing is not balancing his talking. He has to balance. He has to tell us the truth, not me. When people say problem niva ECL, I always refuse because apovetele va pro ngana timba nyang tena wekala fefi na we na wafala suit na wawama na wamuneka bona sabato olupi. He's not going to let me but to feel wekale vala yasuka Ichilema was the president of Zambia even before Valungu Tavalalusa. He called himself a president. He wanted to rule Zambia even when Edgar was a president. He never gave respect to Valungu, and Valungu was looking and watching the president with Lero. And he was not a president, and that's why you make a mistake. Law, if Vaichema become a former president, we will still give him respect. But he never gave the respect to ICL. He never called ICL a president. But UPND never accepted Valungu as a president. And you wanted Valungu to be accepting everything that president was doing. You see what was happening. Don't put the blame on Valungu. Vaichilema was not a president. If he was a former president and Valungu did what he was doing, we could have also stood up and said, no, this is a former president, give him respect. But he was not. But he wanted to be a president.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you.
Don't combine two things. That man was not a president and he was not a former president at that time. He was just like you and me. But now he's a president. When he leaves that seat, we will respect him. People alleged that because he will be our former president. But that time he was not, and you can't compare a president.
And by the way, there's a vacancy in that position of former president.
He was just a mere person like me.
Thank you, my dear sister. I think you've made your point very clearly.
Huh?
You've made your point very clearly. I think you've differentiated. But Professor Walasa Miasuke. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's see if we can pick some calls, more and more calls. Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Yeah. Don't cut me. Let me talk and then just listen to me.
No,
why are you cutting
there are rules. First of all, there are rules. Okay?
But what rules, Ambassador?
Let me read the rules to you, like I do to everyone. Do not attack my guests. There is a topic, attack the topic. Discuss the issue. Is that fair? You can disagree with Professor Kasonso. You can disagree with me. You can disagree with Father Donoska. But do not attack them. Don't be personal. Don't insult. Discuss the issues. That's my point.
Yeah, okay. Let me discuss one or two issues.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see, I'm staying in South Africa, as you know, Ambassador. In South Africa, they can never allow such a situation. You see, they can never allow. In Botswana, I've worked in Botswana, they can never allow such a situation. I don't know why, why a Zambian, we Zambians must allow such a situation. I know the population has increased and a lot of people need to be employed. But we cannot just allow a place to be, attacked and descended like that. I believe there are so many Tanzanians there now. Our country is under attack, and we cannot, the authorities must not allow that. So I've heard, Professor Kasonso supporting that, and and even the priest that is supporting that. There's the massacre and all that. There's no massacre there. Police are just trying to enforce the law. That's all, because we can't allow. Really, the minerals. We are crying that Zambia is not getting enough from the mineral wealth, and we cannot allow just a bunch of youths just to descend on illegally to descend on a land and start mining. So that is number one.
My brother, you said you are in South Africa. My brother, you say you are in South Africa.
Yes.
Zamazama, who are they?
Yes, Zamazama come, but they are flushed out. Police. A lot of people died early this year. Over 150 people died because they were descending on existing mines underground. They will be there 6 months, some even 1 year. They are just there mining. But they descended on them and they removed a lot of them. Probably over 500 were removed from the underground mines. So here, at least they are not starting like a new mine or what. It's the existing old abandoned mine. And then they go underground. How they go underground, they mine 2, 3, 4 kilometers underground. They are there. So 3 months ago, there was that disaster actually.
I just wanted to demonstrate. I just wanted to demonstrate that illegal mining is a crisis even in South Africa, because you were saying such things don't happen in South Africa. So I was trying to bring that question and put you clearly that illegal mining is an issue in South Africa. The so-called Zamazama are invading mine areas, and government is struggling with that matter.
Yeah, but it's under control now. They are still there, but it's under control. But in Zambia, we didn't have this thing. But the thing is, the population has increased, and government in 3.5 years cannot find a job. I mean, for all those youths within a short time. The only thing the government can do is get the investors in and employ some youths and other youths, give them those licenses and they do proper mining. Otherwise, they'll keep on dying. I hear there's a pit there. My brother was telling me that about 50 people died recently. You see, they keep on dying in those unsafe mines. And then you hear Professor Kasonso supporting such a thing like that. And okay, that's mining, that's illegal, and I think the government is right. There's no massacre there. Let's not exaggerate things. There's no massacre. Police just acted, and of course, you'll find some corrupt policemen. They want some money here and there, but most of the police are just acting, properly, and we must not allow that illegal mining.
Thank you very much, my brother. Can you kindly wind up? Kindly wind up.
Congo to come here.
Yes, we know. We've heard your point. We've heard your point. Wind up, so that you don't.
In Lubumbashi and they do illegal mining there. And
kindly wind up. Kindly wind up.
Goma place there. This is what it's just replicating what is happening there. They want to bring it in Zambia, and opposition parties and some characters like those two gentlemen are supporting that. We can't.
So I have to cut him. You can't call you can't call my guest characters. I've asked that these are very respected men. If you look at the CVs of both men, these are very, very credible men in our society. The best you can do, even if you support UPND, is to be respectful. Good evening. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. You are online. Please make your contribution. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
My name is Robam. I'm calling from Manchester.
Yes, Robam from Manchester.
Don Oscar and Professor Kasonso. I think people are missing the wisdom that you're having on the panel. When you have people that take responsibility and accept that what they thought was going to work is not working, that's a good sign, because that means they have wisdom. You know, I spend a lot of time with Don Oscar, I can confess, and I've learned quite a lot. So I think what's happening, even with your previous caller, is people not being real and just trying to defend things that you're not supposed to defend. Because if you remember, there was one caller that was saying that we had people from the Copper Belt that invaded, but people from the Copper Belt are Zambians. So you could see there's a lot of issues that are happening in that northwestern area where that copper, they think it just belongs to certain people, and the people from the Copper Belt should not even be there. So I think this government, like what Kasonzo said, is they've failed. And I think for me, I would answer with what he says. It's the president is a crook, because I think what he wants to do is every opportunity he sees in Zambia, he wants to have a share in everything. So even the investments in the mines is probably going to try to find shares to get into that same gold that the people are trying to get. So I think as a country, we need to be very careful, because that is an opportunity to empower the young people to do proper business. But that's where we are. We have a government that just do not care. But it's good that people are opening their eyes and ears, and people that push for him to get in power, they can see that it was a wrong decision, and we appreciate that. So I think we will move forward. A new leadership will come, and God loves our country, and he's not going to let us down. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I know the calls keep coming fast.
Yeah.
So I'll give an opportunity for other people to comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Robam. Thank you.
Thank you, Robam. And
Thank you so much.
we allow all voices, but just be respectful. You can differ with any of us, but be respectful in your ways. The issue of blaming, now they want to blame foreigners, that they are foreigners came from the Congo, from Tanzania, from Malawi, who invaded that space. It's just leadership failure begins when you fail to take responsibilities. In fact, they didn't do any intelligence. If you look at the operation, there was no intelligence. They didn't know the number of people that they were there. There's no way you can have 11 police officers. This is their own record. Injured. That's very dangerous. Why would you put police officers in harm's way? It just means that there was no coordination, there was no planning, and they thought they could use brutal force. But if you have 25,000, like they are saying, what's the number of policemen you would need to do that? Why didn't they engage in soft approaches? Close the place. But like we heard from one caller who said the first policeman they sent, they began to charge us to go down 100 kwacha each person. And if you have a machine, 500 kwacha and 1,000 kwacha. So government thought it had sent people to secure the area. The people sent to there, they began to fine and levy people. Why? Because they are poorly paid. Just someone has sent a message here that the police officers who manned the cholera center at Independence Stadium still haven't gotten their salaries and their allowances, because they guarded and secured that area. So some police officers sent that they haven't been paid. So maybe you send police officers to go and man such a very sensitive area. You don't give them their allowances. You don't send their ration. Maybe there's even no proper police camping facilities. And the police become corrupt. So like I said, this Kikonge area and Kikonge crisis, I think opens up to what is terribly wrong with our country and the very facets that we need to close. Bashifwe and Prof, let me give you time to the calls are keep on coming. Tatualale. I think I'll bring you on Wednesday. I don't know. Are you comfortable that you can come back on Wednesday?
I have to look at just at the program. If I might be free, I'll tell you, because I don't have my timetable here, so I might confirm.
Wednesday, see if we can reschedule, and probably see if we can have a second part 2 of the issues. We had too much to chew today, and you can see our callers are angry and hungry for both information, and the emotions are rife. I think the killings that have taken place, like one caller said, whether it is one person that died, whether it is 18, that's not the issue. The issue is that no life should be lost. The issue that 11 police officers are lying critically in hospital, injured in trying to bring order to that area should not happen. We shouldn't put our police officers in harm's way. Our colleague from the UPND wanted to trivialize it, saying, no, it's just 1 million people came. They've come from Tanzania, Malawi, and DRC. The issue of illegal mining, and this is a matter probably we have to take to Wednesday, that cadastre is a register of issuance of licenses. There's been so much corruption. I'm aware of a case I put on my page where this Chinese firm, a foreign firm, found gold, and when they got an exploration mine, and when they want to begin mining, Kabuswe and his team have revoked that exploration license and given that license to cadres because work has been done, millions have been spent already, and the gold has been found. So what is the easiest way? It's just an administrative process. For one reason or another, reject that license. They even proceeded to attempt to deport these Chinese. So the cadastre mining is the cause of all this confusion. From before I allow you, maybe we allow him to come in the program. But Patrick Chilufa from the United Kingdom, where have you been?
I've been, I was working and I've been watching. Now I was walking. Program. I was thinking, let me just listen to those two men, the troublemakers. They are my good friends. We work together to remove Lungu.
Yes.
Yeah, Rakason. So, Professor, good to see you.
Good to vachirufya na muchimuno chiri pa screen. Mind your language. Mind your language.
Yeah. Our country, has leadership crisis. From Balungu, now we thought those two men sitting there, we genuinely thought HH was going to bring leadership into Zambia. Because what Zambia needs is bringing leadership into politics. Unifying the nation which was divided. Manage our mineral resources effectively and efficiently, but that's not happening. And I think it looks like Balungu government, HH government, they don't have a comprehensive policy of managing our mineral resources. Because when you look at gold, a lot of countries, Zimbabwe now, they've got billions of dollars of gold in reserves. Botswana, they've got diamonds. There is no way if diamonds were discovered in Botswana and something like that happens. So we've got a leadership issue, and we've got also corruption, which is a symptom of leadership, bad leadership. Bamwamba, mineral wealth, especially gold, which is not even difficult to mine. If the government heard that there is a gold rush there, they should have moved in quickly. To start with, what is the policy, on minerals like gold, which is very expensive and which the country needs to cushion the kwacha. If it was in Botswana minerals, they are protected both by the soldiers and the intelligence. So what they could have done there is they could have gone in, fenced the place, electric fencing, no matter how much they were going to spend, because they are trying to protect the wealth of the Zambians. Because that gold there is only benefiting few people. It should benefit the majority of the Zambians, medicines in the hospitals, schools. And they could have brought in intelligence, build temporal structure, whoever is going there has to be checked, like what they did to Kajam those days. You cannot drive into Kajam without being checked. They could have done that, surveillance cameras, everything, watching everybody entering there to avoid corruption. I rest my case, Ramwam.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I've got another senior leader from Italy. Mr. Mavo is the president of the Zambians in Italy. He's the president of Don Oscar there. Bamavo, please make your contributions quickly.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Professor. Our esteemed professor. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir, and welcome to the show.
They've greeted you.
Thank you. Don Oscar, buonasera.
Buonasera, sta zitto, eh?
They have spoken to you in
Zambia.
Ciao, welcome, my president. Welcome.
Thank you. Proceed to make your contribution, Mr. Mabo.
Ambassador, my contribution is, it's not really a contribution, but because I've seen Don Oscar on the panel, you know, he really worked hard to put the government we have now in power. So I just wanted to ask if there is, from his point of view, if there is a way that maybe the church and all the pundits we have, like I can see all the gentlemen on the panel, you see you're putting on glasses. That means that you read a lot. If you encourage that, there's, you know, we are looking at people like you with that culture. And I don't know if we can, I wanted to ask Don Oscar how we can have this spirit of discernment where we don't really, I don't think we are gullible, but how could the government that we have now mislead us so much, because there was so much trust in them. And there are all these issues that we talk about every day. And I can assure you, Don Oscar, like we've always been talking, the two of us, that it will get even worse. I'm also surprised how worse it's gotten, but there will be even more things that will go wrong. I'm very saddened that life has been lost. But how can we move forward as a country? When can we have more people like you to come on board and advise people when we go into elections and to be truthful? We have pundits like you, gentlemen on the panel, including Ambassador Mwamba. We have people like Vavija. We have people like Lasango. We have people like even some opposition leaders, in Bamembe. We have a lot of people who are wise. Some of them are not even known, they're ordinary people. How can we have this spirit of collective wisdom with discernment, using the church, the chiefs, using even, I don't know, people are sectors maybe they're career diplomats, because I'm sure in the near future we will still have very cunning people. They are uncouth, but they are cunning, and they will lie and portray this fake image to the Zambian people, only to end up in government and do the opposite. You can see it's evident that there is no love for the Zambian people. Whenever the Zambian people try to make their lives a little bit better, it's always stopped. And life has been made very, very hard and miserable. And when people try to get themselves out of that, they are blocked. I'm not trying to complain about this, as you know, Don Oscar. For me, I didn't just have that feeling, these people will do what they are promising. But how do we move forward, involving everybody, all the pundits, all the wisdom we have from the chiefs, the spirit of discernment, maybe from the church, even civil society organizations? This is what I would like to hear from Don Oscar on the program, if it would be possible. Thank you, Ambassador, and everybody on the panel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My elders, we need to close the program. I'll allow you 5 minutes to give your last remarks, and I invite you to our program on Wednesday. That I think there are many burning issues, and it looks like our people do not have a platform. We're supposed to be here for 1.5 hours. We've been here 3 hours, 30 minutes. Our people are burning for what to say, where to congregate and hear just the views, of where our country has gone and where our country has gone wrong and what can be done. Let me give you 5 minutes. Father, let me start with you.
Yes, thank you very much. I have to also acknowledge the wisdom from Mabo, Mr. Mabo, who is our colleague here. And Mr. Mabo has never spared me. Actually, he has been attacking me very, very strongly because he said, well, you are speaking too much. And so you deserve to suffer a little bit. And I answered to Mr. Mabo that, yes, I think you're right, you're correct. You know, we need to suffer a little bit, and we accept that. And so, Mr. Mabo, what can the church do? What can the church, you know, I cannot be the I am not the spokesperson for the church in Zambia, neither can I be the spokesperson of the church here in Italy. So I'm just giving my witness, and I think the answer that I can give to Mr. Mabo is the church in Zambia have spoken. They have a way of speaking. Most of the times, the bishops will write a letter, the pastoral letter. So they have wrote different pastoral letters to this government, and one of the bishops, I think, is the bishop who supported the UPND government, who is the emeritus bishop of Lusaka, Telesfo Mpundu. Everyone here, we remember very well, he supported President Hakainde Hichilema. And he is the first one who said something was wrong. And he pinpointed the difficult for the government to listen. And this was the answer of Charles Mpundu. The government is not listening to the people. You see, I would like to share with the Zambian people, I think, as a word of also my conclusion. Deuteronomy is a law book, the second book in the Gospel in the Old Testament, chapter 6, verses 4 to 9, regarding the importance of listening. I was against the cyber crime law. I thought it was in contradiction with the freedoms that are enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia: the freedom of association, freedom of assembly, freedom of worship, freedom of conscience, freedom of speech. So I thought probably it was in contradiction. That's why I did not support the cybercrime bill or cybercrime law. Also because if the people cannot speak, then the government cannot listen. So when the people don't speak, the government doesn't know. This crisis in Mfumbwe, had only the government given the possibility to the people to express themselves, to even speak to them, what are your challenges, to have a dialogue, to find a representative of those people in Mfumbwe, I think we are not going to live to this extent. So regarding the listening part, which is fundamental for our faith, Zambia is a Christian nation. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 to 9. Shema Israel, Adonai Elohenu, Adonai Ehad. That's in Hebrew. Listen, Israel. The Lord our God is the only one. And then these verses goes on, and it says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength. You shall fasten these words. Love, listen to your God, is the only one, and love your God, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, do you remember? I think you remember those words. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda would repeat several times. So it says, these words, listen, Israel, these words, you shall fasten these words on your hands and on your side, as a band round your forehead. Here, on your doorposts, when you on your doorposts on your of the house and on your gates, you will instill these words in your children. Repeat them in your house, working in the street, when you go to bed, and when you rise. Peace is the first commandment of life. The second is like the first. Love your neighbor as yourself. Do this and you will live forever. Deuteronomy chapter 6. So, listen, Israel. Now I remove the word Israel. I go to the government. Listen. Zambia is a Christian nation. Love God. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. We pleaded and we were so sure that President Hakainde Hichilema, the first one, I repeat, I make it very clear to distinguish the two type of presidents. The one in 2021, actually I can put together on the video here, you put President of 2021, Hakainde Hichilema, and President Hakainde Hichilema of 2024. They can make a very good ruling government and opposition. The two, the same person in different occasions. So the church speaks. Our government leaders, I thought it was their responsibility to speak, to listen, to listen. The people, when they cry, it's the responsibility of the government to listen as well. If the government cannot listen, then it becomes difficult because we experience what we call a dichotomy between the actions and the lives of the people themselves. The dichotomy, you divide what the people are experiencing is totally the opposite of what the government is saying. It is giving us an answer to their sufferings. So if the government can learn to listen, this is my last word, they listen to the Zambian people. They do not, your children, your citizens, you cannot threaten them. It's a wrong decision. To threaten your people, your children, it's not a good idea. And this is my appeal I can also give to the people who are advising President Hakainde Hichilema.
Thank
Please,
you very much, Father
let us
Oscar.
defend.
Thank you so much.
Let
I'm
us
so
defend
grateful.
this man.
I'm so grateful, and I hope to see you on Wednesday. Your calendar allowing, we'll discuss after the program. And thank you for your time and your sacrifice for our country. Professor Kasonso, I would like to thank you for also coming on this program at such a short notice. You've been a valuable contributor, I think, to our country consistently. So please make your contributions.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba, for the invite. To get on trial for Wednesday. Yeah. So, but anyway, thank you, Ambassador Mwamba, for inviting me to breathe life into the soul of our nation and just awaken the soul and the spirits of our people to the conditions of life around us. Yeah, I would sum up my remarks by commenting just on the last few callers. I appreciate Mama's comment. Actually, Mavo is actually my young brother's name. So I'm getting baited my young brother because now it's a share. Abachilufia, polifio balufia songa bafisa kolola baisa mkulanda fina binefa batufia mfusha kochana. And then, kwachi baba na mayo abachilala tiyo, the church was not president and CEO was president when they were in opposite positions. That still did not justify the way ECO used to mistreat the church. But also, with the same token, we say for to revenge in a manner he did revenge. It was unconscionable. So on that, we equalize the blame. Yeah, the presidency or not presidency, citizens must be treated with respect and must be valued and not be trivialized. Just because you are contesting to be president or an MP doesn't make you a wild animal that the police should beat up and lock up every time. No, no, no. You are damaging the people before they get to their destiny. And if you bring in damaged goods in the city, in the seat of presidents, they can do a lot of damage. Yeah. So the other guy who disclosed that he said that he's from Solwezi, but now he said he's from South Africa, said that we can't allow anarchy. We are not advocating for anarchy in Mfumbwe. We are not even speaking against the government. We are even saying the government did not act in good time. The government should have secured that place early to avoid the fatalities and to avoid the problems that have come as a result of this late action, waiting until there are 25,000 or 30, 50,000 for them to be able to deal with the situation in Mfumbwe. Clearly, there's more than what we have heard. The people have experienced a lot of pain, a lot of damage as a result of their government's own negligence. And then man from Manchester is thankful that we've shown a turnaround in terms of the way we are expressing ourselves, that we have the courage to stand up even against a group of people that we supported. Yeah. So, are you there, Ambassador Mwamba? I can't see you. Okay. Maybe it's just me who's supposed to face the audience. So, but anyway, in conclusion, I want the people of Zambia to ask 3 questions of their president. Number 1, I want the people of Zambia to ask 3 questions of their president. Number 1, does this president see us? Does he hear us? If the answer is yes, then Kwenyu. If the answer is no, it's Anakwenyu. The next question that the people of Zambia needs to ask themselves is our president a crook? If the answer is no, then Kwenyu. If the answer is yes, then Anakwenyu. The third question is this president a killer, given the number of people who are dying under his regime? And again, we can either Kwenyu or Anakwenyu. So what I want us as the country is to think through what we are doing and how we are selecting leadership. And what I also want us to do is not only select leadership that fits our circumstances, but select leadership that can lead us to a brighter future and the kind of Zambia we like to live in. Is this the kind of Zambia we want? Is this the kind of Zambia we want to live in? So if the answer is no, you know what to do. The future of the country is in the hands of every Zambian. The future of the country is in the hands of every Zambian. And we must make our contribution in our little corner, let our voices be heard, let our support be heard, or even when we don't give support, let even that voice be heard. So I thank you for taking time to listen to us today, and I hope to see you another time. Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba, for the invite to the show.
Thank you very much. Can you imagine, I just found a feature on my laptop that when one of your speakers were speaking, I should have given you an entire screen to yourself. I just discovered it. That's why you were seeing yourself alone on the screen. It will be better by next week. And then there's Sambirila. Because I just found that when you are speaking, you're being highlighted in my editorial panel, you know, my editing suite down there. So in fact, when you are speaking, I can highlight you alone on the screen. So something I've learned. Thank you very much. No, thank you very much for this wonderful discussion. I'll probably engage with you on Wednesday. To our dear viewers and listeners and to all the callers, thank you for the call. You make the show. We don't want to be the only one speaking. We want to voice our opinion. but essentially want to hear from Zambians, because what is apparent is our people are failing to speak. Here, you can speak as anonymous, just don't insult. Don't insult my panelists. You can say whatever view you wish to. We can't be what is happening in Zambia, where we stifle views. We have to allow those views, and we have to allow our people. Today we're discussing a critical matter, the incident that occurred in Kikonge area in Mufumwe district in northwestern province, where there were two gold pits, Kikonge gold pit and another one called Chief's Pit, and where we had thousands of young people that had descended. The police have been sending reinforcement. The matter came to cabinet 2 weeks ago, and cabinet decreed that defense forces have to be deployed to secure the areas. And the deployment was done, but you saw the disaster where we have a crisis, where we have numbers of people that died, and we don't know the number. The police are saying 2, they've revised it to 3 today. And the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Jack Mwimbu, says only 3 people died and 11 police officers were badly beaten and they are admitted to hospital. Our record shows that it's minimum 18. Others are going up to 50 who are saying there are people that have died in the pits because there are shifts there, and some, perished in the pits. We don't know the circumstances. We said if we are the way, this matter is so serious that the president must institute a commission of inquiry to understand to the extent to what happened, if lives were lost, if monies were stolen from people, if gold were stashed in the pockets of law enforcement officers. This must not happen. So God bless you. God bless our country. Shalom, shalom.
Okay, Natamba. How are you? Uribwanji?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Okay, Kaidi, ku Facebook, ku the news, I'm live already. I'm already live. Ku Facebook, ku the information at only 2 people wafa.
Not 2 people. There are more than 50 people that have been killed and people that have died in the pits. What gets to happen is when the police come, they have shifts and they are from different departments. They give you a shift. The people they have been paying like 100 kwacha each human being, and we are more than 30,000 human beings, and more than 3,000 and all that. Okay. And people that have machines, I'm one of them with the machines. And people, whenever they give you a shift, and once you pay, and people start working, we've been sleeping in the pits.
Okay.
That's where we've been sleeping, and other people that have been staying in the markets.
Okay.
And once people, they allow them to work, it will be like for 3 days you get to work, and things like will be okay. And once those guys, they feel like they don't have food, they'll start shooting, and they'll come and like attack you from the market.
Who start shooting? No, Abalambo kumshuta. Who start shooting?
Police, Varambo amatia gas, Yamba kuma like 05, like 0507, like for a warning, like for a change shift. Bambi varaisa futi avakachero. So bambi varaisa mkulipirisha futi.
Balipirisha masinga. Balipirisha shinga.
100 kwacha nga mulipa pita nga mulipona ngwa 10 wonse mwaralipira 100 kwacha wonse.
Okay.
One machine alipira 500, 1,000 depending on the machine. If you have a GP 1,000, 7,000, you pay more than 1,000.
Okay.
You have a 6,000 GP Z6,000 mine up, you pay like 1,000. SGC, you pay like 600 kwacha. By the cops, not anybody else. By police.
Okay.
Uniformed, 100%.
Okay.
Nama video poya wakuba kopa fena benefe bale randa. Kai kula mafia fintu for safety purposes. Kula mafia mwafi sunge fintu bale sa.
Okay, number.
For me being who I am,
In a question on kwete. Mla master report pa ZNBC ati only 2 people have died. Balesa na mkuntarika pa Facebook. Uri wabufi.
No. If there are only 3 people, let you people who have the powers to go and check for the people. If us people that have been there, we can show you the marks of where other human beings are. We can show you all the pits where people have been buried and where people are dying from. Nama bodies for Bareyasha. Barera safi oli wonse. Bariamba ma blanki wachena bantu babuma bawo chena bocha ma genset ya bantu. Batimpia barepoka. Bachifu na God barepoka barero pola nempia bapoka na God barepoka ba police. Abantu efo bafurire. After abantu bamukte abantu balifura tete bapoka bakapoka barepoka evintu. They decided to go and attack the police camp. Wow, chava, police for they started shooting live bullets now. Bari mushuta pamkoshi. Bambia bakashano bashutile na barumendo kuma pit. Bari bashika kulia kwine. Anga pali time ya kuya mkuba shikura abantu mwarasange fitumbi virenu mkafingi muma pit mukafisanga. So bakweta ma powers na ba president. Basuminisha abantu bakweta ma powers ako atibale abachi investigate. Ama bodies bepushe bashimaini bose abale chita witness abale mona. Anga baraba chita protect no kubachita support. Abantu baramu kubaranga ama bodies omo ya shere nefo firenunka abantu barenunka na ngumwasenda grave.
Zambia's mining sector continues to grow with the discovery of additional minerals such as gold in some parts of the country. The discovery of these minerals have, however, brought the surge in illegal miners. And to curb the practice, government has removed over 25,000 illegal miners from Kikonge area at the Old Pit and Chief's Pit in Mufungwe district. Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma and Home Affairs and Internal Security Minister Jack Mpundu have since carried out an inspection at the mine.
There are a lot of people. We have been told before we came, there are more than 25,000 people in this area. There's no water, there's no sanitation, and so it becomes a health hazard to the people that are here, the locals as well as the illegal miners themselves. It's activities such as these which bring about militia groups. It's activities such as these which bring about conflict and wars. We know from other countries in and around us that activities like this have spelled a lot of conflict and wars.
Mr. Mpundu has revealed that 20 vehicles, 100 detectors machine, and 5 guns, among others, have been confiscated from the miners.
As my colleague has indicated, we are not going to allow anyone. And when we say anyone, we are serious about that. There are no sacred cows. We have heard stories wherein they are indicating, no, we have been sent by so and so. That's why we are here and we have protection. That will not be allowed. Anyone who's going to be here, that they must abide by the rules. They must ensure that the instructions that have been given are adhered to. We have no doubt in our minds that our security wings, those currently operating here, and those who will be coming in, will ensure that sanity prevails here.
Meanwhile,
Today, this Monday, the 7th of July, 2025, at exactly 18:45 hours, this is the situation here at Freedom Statue.